whiria te taura, te kai te korowai tuakiri. Kia runga i te mana, kia runga i te Māori, kia mā kohakoha, kia mahana, kia wātia, tūraha. Ko te mihi tuatahi ki te atua nāna nei, ngā mea katoa. Ko te mihi tuarua ki te hunga matea, haere, haere, haere atu rā. Ko te mihi tuatoru ki te hunga ora kua hui hui mai nei. Tēnā koutou, tēnā tātou katoa. Ko tongariro te maunga, ko wanganui te awa, ko te arua te waka, ko wanganui ki taupo moana te marae, ko Tuwharetoa te iwi, ko Ngāti te maunga te hapu, ko Katene Peretini tuku ingoa.
Kia ora, Katene.
Great to be in here.
Yeah, oh, it's wonderful to be here. I was hoping that we might be able to start this amazing podcast with you and your role in our community here, and talk a little bit about how you came to the role and what your hopes and expectations are of it.
Oh, that's a good question. My current title is Kaihāpai Hapori, and it's a community engagement advocacy service. I'm part of a Kaupapa Māori Legal Services team working within the community law South Auckland. So we've got Ōtara and Papakura. So I'm part of that little niche team.
Just as really not trying to stretch you any further.
Well,
it's pretty
yes,
crazy
our boundaries are quite vast. I'm not across it completely, but we've got all sorts of clinics sitting around our area that I'm still working out where they are.
So before we move on to like the actual content of your role, just to give us all like a sort of spatial understanding, is the expectation that you might work across all of the community law clinics in South Auckland?
So when I talk about clinics, I'm talking about I give legal education as an education piece. I don't give advice.
Yep.
It's not, I can't give anybody any legal advice. I'm not qualified for that. That's what our lawyers are for.
Yeah.
And some of our lawyers actually go out and do sessions as well. My role is to get us out there as much as possible to feed into our whānau, to give them as much education, because we know that education can be power, can be the linchpin to actually get them to where they need to be.
So if you were going to meet with a group of mamas and papas, where would you start that conversation? You'd come to an organisation, maybe like ONAC, and say, running this in Te Puke Ōtara or We Are Ōtara or a community venue next Tuesday at 7 o'clock. Come along.
We would love to do that. We haven't started that yet. However, we have got other sessions that we're doing with different entities.
So what? Yeah.
Or what they can do is reach out to me or to our office to see whether we can set something up. We're very open to be online or face to face.
As we know, face to face.
Yes, and I enjoy being face to face more because you get more of a discussion of kōrero with the whānau better than online. However, online's just as good. We're all busy people and some people can't go out. So we're open to delivering our services on my service online.
We've got some of our kuia actually are running like kuia groups online because...
Is it career groups or...?
No, kuia groups, yeah.
Oh,
yeah, for Māori content.
So we just partnered with Te Puna Kōkere because they are going out delivering face-to-face sessions to our whānau around the changes within the Te Turi Whenua Act that the government are looking at changing or adapting or enhancing. So there's a lot of kōrero online around that particular phase that the government and Minister Pōtaka has been very keen on wanting to have feedback in regards to the suggested changes for the legislation. And that's where Te Punakōkiri is doing a lot of good mahi in those spaces.
But what about more general things? Kaupapa Māori services.
Oh, so our Kaupapa Māori Services, right? We're more of a holistic-based entity, and it is korowai tuakiri is literally translated as cloak of identity.
I love
it
that.
Was developed by Ngā Kaihāpai Māori Hapori o Te Ture. Its principles are based. It was based approach to the delivery of culturally responsive legal services to Māori. The framework draws on the analogy. Yes.
I was just thinking, rather than too much of the detail, because that's kaupapa Māori. That's what most people want to hear, and it's going to help me. Yeah. So maybe can we talk about the kind of things, drawing on the analogy of the. I heard that,
So
the korowai being made appropriate to whoever.
Yeah, whatever entity or.
So I won't give you my korowai unless it's the special one for you and your whānau.
I think it's more even more holistic and within te ao Māori and tikanga that we sit with the whānau. We hear what they have to say, the issues, the struggles, all those things that are making them struggle with today's world, and then I would sit and advocate for them, help them, nurture them, which is pretty much what you do too. Help our whānau nurture them to where they need to go. The other strength that we have, we've got our legal team that can do the legal side of it, whereas I would sit more of that holistic value side and support the
and
whānau.
Become the bridge.
Yes, and be that network to be able to get them to where they need to be, whether it's with health or at the moment we are dealing with kāinga and MSC because there's housing issues going on out in our community.
And those are the things that we deal with on a daily basis. That's what I was doing at 8 o'clock this morning, dealing with someone getting biffed out of their house and trying to work out how we can bring the organisation back to where the whānau sits.
Yes, and I think that's a really important role that I'm finding for the mahi that I'm getting is that unfortunately our whānau are, for want of a better word, burying their heads in the sands until it comes to a point where you have that government agency that goes,
Bugger you.
I would never say that they'd said that, but I would say that they'd go like, this is as far as we can take it, we have to now. And so our community law centre and all the mahi that they do in the legal space don't really want to be the ambulance at the bottom of the cliff. They want to be that service that sits right at the top. So
and
that
that's
our
absolutely what we need,
over.
Isn't it? Yeah. And that the government service doesn't come back with their teeth bared, because that's the problem. That was the situation that we were discussing this morning, was that once you get to the situation where it's eviction, there's not an awful lot you can do. So you need to front foot it. And that's what you're explaining to whānau. That's wonderful.
Yes. So
really wonderful.
Those are the very keen things, and also a good learning tool amongst all of that is to ensure that we give them a realistic expectation of what we can provide to what they think is available there.
No magic ones, huh?
No, there isn't. There's no magic answer to any of this. It's not fast. It's not going to be over. It's not going to go away in a moment. It's going to take a while. But
the sooner you start, the better.
Yes. And that's where I really want us to be sitting with our whānau to get ahead of that as much as we can. But we know that we've got whānau that has got other really important things that they struggle with. And one size does not fit all. And that's why I like that whole holistic approach to our kaupapa Māori.
Yeah, I really love that too, because I'm like the goldfish outside the tank, watching all this awful things going on inside the tank and sort of flapping.
Yeah.
And all I need is someone to come along and say, hey, if you hop in there, you can help those people much better, which is why I'm excited about working with you, actually, because it's that absolutely that those desperation points we get. You know, people come here looking for some clothes, and then you find out that something terrible's happened in the family and they just don't know what to do.
Yeah. And we've got a really cool team at Community Law. In all of the offices, we've got 24 offices across the country. We're Ōtara Papakura, we're not unique. We've got a lot of people within our services that are there because they want to support the community to do better and be well. So we are there to give as many as we can. Of course, we fit criteria because we are government funded, and we have to follow those. Those are the rules. That's life.
But around the rules and with the rules, there is so much that can be done, and we can be out there breaking rules because we don't have rules. Our rules are whānau-centric. What's good for the whānau is good for us.
And we believe that too. But again,
I know, but when you're not funded, it's much easier.
Yes.
Because we can beg forgiveness from the outside, not the inside.
Oh, isn't it classic, isn't it?
But that's why the partnership's so important, isn't it?
Instead of permission.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
In the partnership where we can play those roles, you know, I can be advised and know what, but at the end of the day, we're centred around the whānau that needs us.
Yeah, and that is the most important part, and I do believe that our korowai tuakiri framework that we work with is very strong on understanding the whānau holistically within, right?
Yeah.
And then working towards getting them to where they need to be, whether it's housing, whether it's education, whether it's a job.
I love the korowai analogy because it's like, this is special and a kaupapa Māori space as opposed to a kakahu, any old clothes. This is the special space where we can really use our skills and our insights and our knowledge and our power. Yeah. And that creates a mana enhancing thing fundamentally, doesn't it?
It adapts to the needs of, which is where we do sit in. Of course,
as opposed to,
you know, we've got lawyers on hand that can do the practical side of that side of it. It's just the advocacy side that's always ever changing, and it changes to every individual or whānau that comes to us, and we have to be aware of that. And I hope that I'm learning from all of that. I went to a facility not so long ago, did a bit of a session and got taught a few things, which was really cool. I really enjoyed it. So.
Well, that learning, That atu mai. Yeah, I learned things from you, and you learned. Yeah,
I learned quite a lot, and I took it back to the office, and they said, "I didn't think of that either." I won't share it with you because it was personal to me.
Oh, okay, no.
But it was like, never thought of it.
So thinking about, something we talked about before we started this morning, before we turned the cameras on, was that, I was with some of our community yesterday hunting high and low for a JP, and then you said... By the way,
community law has got lawyers on site majority of the time, because they do have to go to court or have a break. But we have lawyers that can sign legal documents, swear on behalf, take declarations, affidavits, and so forth. Yeah.
Oh, that's
so and free, of course. Our community law centre is set up predominantly to help people that can't afford justice to be able to have justice when they need it. Yeah. And again, you've got to fit a criteria. We can't be for everyone.
So if I needed a JP this afternoon to do something, I could just pop on my shoes and go.
It would pay to, I'd like to say absolutely, but it would pay to ring because some of our lawyers may not be in the afternoon. It's always just pays to ring. Our beautiful ladies at the counter and our men would let you know either way.
Yeah. So I'm thinking as part of this podcast we might run the access number for Papakura in here, or just here across the bottom of the screen.
Oh, yes. Have you got our phone number?
No, but we'll do that. And any other useful numbers too, your personal. Cut that bit.
You've got my personal. No one else is getting that.
We won't do that. That's pretty exciting, I think. Yeah. So the other thing was, accessing a JP is, so that's the kind of thing for witnessing a document, so a lawyer can do that. Can a lawyer do everything that a JP can do?
Or, I don't know.
Signing documents?
I'd say that he'd be pretty good in covering most of that.
Because we're in a difficult situation in Ōtara now because our library's closed pending some repairs, so and that's where the JP's been sitting. So we don't have a JP Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday anymore. We have no JPs. Yes,
we're not JPs, but we've got lawyers.
Yeah, lawyers that can do the work of the JP.
Advice? Do you have citizens advice?
Yes, but I don't believe they have a JP. I think they, I'm not quite sure about that, but there wasn't one available yesterday anyway.
Yeah, just give them a call first, and you can get that done.
Okay, so we'll run the phone number for the Ōtara office.
Thanks.
Yeah.
What else did you want to know about us?
Things that could be really helpful. So, the best way to find out whether or not one of the team can help you is just to give them a call, and we'll have the number at the end of the podcast.
Yes.
And say, this is my problem, can you help me with that?
Yeah, so they will run you through a few key questions. Please don't get upset with them. They're required to ask those questions. And so they will then, if you don't fit the criteria, they will give you a one-off session with whomever that you need, or they'll put you onto someone that could help you.
Okay.
And we've had a few of those.
And for the avoidance of doubt for our community and watching now, this isn't legal aid, this is a separate service that's offered for free.
Yeah, we're not legal aid.
But you may be referred to legal aid if what the situation.
Yeah. And we've got a list of family lawyers, criminal lawyers,
housing.
Not too. We've got specialist lawyers on staff, so we might be able to pick that up. But again, you've got to fit that criteria.
But then, if you don't fit the criteria, they'll refer you to someone that can help. Yeah. That's the thing. So, I guess that's the main point we've got to here, whānau, is that if you need legal help, make an appointment. Phone the number that you can see at the end of this podcast. Phone the number and make an appointment to go and see someone, and they'll help you.
As just an additional service to that, I do advocacy work for whānau and individuals as well, and our gorgeous staff will help in either getting me to talk to you or getting someone else, a lawyer, to speak to you. So I'm available for advocacy.
To what does that look like? So you have to be Māori?
No. No. So it's based on need.
Yeah.
What does the whānau need? And it would be our gorgeous staff that would determine where you'd fit or where you could go. You could ask, because I have given out my card a few times, you could ask for me, but they'd still ask the criteria whether you can.
So what kind of advocacy do you do?
Well, just today I just spoke to someone in regards to a tenancy issue. That's not a legal issue, it's just more of a advocacy work where they're getting a bit frustrated on the information that's coming from them from their tenants or tenancy
so
manager.
You're working, okay,
so I would work with that whānau to open the lines of communication a bit better and get them engaged a little bit more supportively.
No, that's fantastic.
Yeah,
and what about working with oranga tamariki, for example, going with a family to a session?
Only if the whānau wanted me to.
Obviously.
Yeah.
But if the whānau approached you...
Yes. we would look at that. Again, there are some key parts that I probably wouldn't.
That's okay. It's just it's that first step, because that's what we know.
Yeah.
The first step is the most important thing, and from there, there's all these options that are available.
Yeah, and if we can't do it, we will find another
for sure.
way forward.
What about going to WINS and things like that?
I've been to WINS a couple of times.
Yeah, because many of our whānau come back pretty mana depleted.
Police stations.
Yeah.
Attended. Yeah. I would go along with the whānau.
Yeah. If they ask you, when they ask you.
I do not. I can't give them any legal guidance.
No, obviously not.
Of any of it, but I could talk on behalf of them at Hui's, if need be.
That's marvellous.
But I'd prefer to have whānau speak on their behalf than have me
as
do that.
you and I both know, because I do a lot of the stuff, having someone walk with you is the most important thing.
Yeah.
And whether or not you say nothing. Unfortunately, some of our... Well, no, we won't go there.
Well, what I do with our whānau is to make sure that we sit down and have a good kōrero around what it is that they've got issues with.
Well, you want to do the whakapapa, actually, don't you?
Absolutely, before we even go anywhere near the office.
For sure.
So it's not just a show up, I'll see you there at the hui. It'll be like, okay, so what's been going on? Yeah,
that's really, really helpful. Yeah. I'm thinking about the time now and wondering if we should wrap this up. And that's Finny behind the scenes. Just so you know, we're a really transparent, tight team here, whānau. Finny's giving me and that means it's time to wrap up. So, final message, Katene.
Final message is that we have got a community law centre that's there for people that are otherwise unable to afford legal or justice. So please reach out to us. We are there to support the whānau and helping them in whatever means we can.
It's wonderful. And once again, whānau, we've got the number to phone at the bottom of the screen right this minute, and make sure you call your Ōtara Community Law Office first when you've got trouble, but call them early. Don't leave it till the last minute. This is...
I'm going to do a karakia to close.
This is time for our closing karakia, the karakia mūtanga. Thank you.
Ka whakairea te tapu kia wātia ai te ara, kia tūruki whakataha ai, kia tūruki whakataha ai, We Are Ōtara Podcast.